Hey, I'm Laurel, and welcome to the first episode of the Real Estate of Mind podcast, where real estate, finance, mindset, and mental health all come together. To jump right into things, I currently work as a loan processor for Brooklyn Funding Group, a private lending firm based out of New York, and I'm on a journey to grow and build myself into a well-rounded real estate professional. So to be honest, this podcast isn't going to just be about loans or property. I want it to be about learning from others in how to build wealth, how we can heal our relationships with ourselves and with our money, and how to have a better understanding of ownership from the inside out. So one of my biggest goals right now is to become a licensed mortgage loan officer. And I have a couple of reasons why. One of them is definitely because I want to be well versed and further add to my knowledge of the mortgage industry outside of private lending with real estate investors. Two, I'm way more confident in myself as a real estate professional now than a few years ago. So it just feels like a great next step for me. But the main reason why is because I want to help people who look like me while learning alongside them and, how to prepare for and qualify for home and property ownership long before we're ready to apply. I want us to be in a position, not just hopeful. I want us to learn how to stay ready so that we don't have to get ready. So here's the truth. Despite working in the real estate industry, I personally am not yet in a place to own my own property. Not because I lack knowledge, not because I don't have access to people who can help, but just because for a long time I lacked intention. And sometimes I still do now. I lack discipline, I lack focus, confidence, and the consistent will to try, to truly build something better for my future self. So I'm working on that now. And I've really hit a point. And honestly, I've been here for a while where I know I have to take myself more seriously than I ever have before. So for me, that means making mental health a priority, creating a savings system that actually works with my lifestyle, and asking for help when I need it. Lord knows I don't. And reminding myself over and over again that I've already survived so much. And if I've made it through all of that, I can definitely make it through the process of becoming whoever it is that I want to be. And I forget sometimes, but I'm always reminded. It's crazy. I feel so selfish to even have the nerve to forget, but God has always gotten me through all of it. And he still is. And my faith is my foundation. Over the years, I've worn many different hats, and every one of them has taught me something that I thrive where I can be creative, where I can connect with clients, with community, and with people who are trying to figure it out just like I am. And that's what I hope to do with this podcast. I want it to be a space for honest conversations with real estate beginners, seasoned professionals, and everyone in between. A place where we don't just talk about what we know, we talk about what we want to know. And that starts with asking the right questions. So, what do I hope to learn through this journey? That's my question. I want to learn how to dig myself out of financial holes and how to stay out. I want to understand what my community needs to get in position for ownership. So, like, how can we stop scrambling when opportunity knocks and start opening doors with confidence? I want to grow this podcast into, from a little bitty baby into something well-rounded, well-loved, just like I'm trying to grow myself. And there's still a lot for me to learn about finance, building generational wealth, and maybe most importantly, how to take care of my mental health along the way. So, yeah. So I've been asking myself a lot of questions lately. Like I always do. I talk to myself a lot, and a lot of the things I talk about are questions. Some of those questions are, do I share where I am right now? Do I lead with what I already know? How can I teach in a way that's real, helpful and digestible? And what parts of my day job already hold lessons I could be sharing with others? And how do I become a thoughtful, impactful loan officer? One who doesn't just, close their deals, but truly helps people. And that's something that I've always wanted to lead with any career position that I've had. So here's going to be my format for the show. With each episode, I'll ask myself and guests, if I have them, new questions, and we'll be as honest as we can with our answers based on what we've experienced. based off what we learned and what we're still, trying to figure out now. So for today's episode, here is my question. How do I feel when I help someone get approved for a loan? And usually these are real estate investors, so these aren't people looking for their own, first personal home. But truthfully, I feel like I'm helping rewrite the narrative of what wealth and ownership can look like for people who look like me, in my community and for my future family line. So every time I get to help a client, get approved for a loan for like, a fix and flip or a rental property, it's not just a transaction, it's a new chapter. They leave with more knowledge than they've had before, hopefully. I leave with more experience, more empathy, and a deeper understanding on how to guide the next person better. And yes, there are moments where I wish I'd explained something a little bit more clearly or followed up with someone faster. I'm still learning, and I do my best to give myself grace. But overall, I feel proud, inspired, energized, fulfilled, especially when I've worked with someone for weeks, talking daily, building up trust, helping them understand the why behind every document and every decision. And that kind of connection, it truly, truly, truly matters. So helping someone through that process reminds me that no matter how small the role, that I'm playing may seem, I'm part of something much, much bigger. And that's the energy I'm doing my best to carry forward. So thank you for tuning in to this first episode of The Realest State of Mind. If you're still here, I appreciate you so much. And I hope you'll keep growing, keep showing up for yourself, keep asking better questions, and keep planting seeds that your future self will thank you for. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.